I thought our team showed really good focus for 4 quarters. Winning all 4 quarters is hard to do in an NBA game. The Clippers were undermanned tonight, but I don't think that takes away anything from what our team did in terms of them playing together and executing on both ends of the floor. There's always going to be situations in games where teams are missing people, and we've been in that situation ourselves at times. And you still have to play the game, and those are still NBA players out there that are trying to win. And I thought that our team's focus through the entire game and being able to refocus after the Clippers would go on little runs, I thought was the reason why we were able to come out with the win tonight. So happy for the guys. A lot of guys contributed. Another night with 6 guys in double figures. So that's who we are, and that's who we're going to continue to try to be.
Lowry's first game back after missing the last few. Obviously, he seemed pretty efficient out there. What did you see from his performance?
I thought it was another game where Lowry seemed to kind of do a little bit of everything. Made threes, got to the basket with force early in the game. He's continuing to grow before our eyes every night in terms of understanding there's a lot of different ways to be effective on the offensive end in this league, especially when you have his combination of size, skill, and athleticism. And again, Lowry's always going to be the first to say this, but his teammates did a good job of finding him when he was open. There's not a ton of plays, again, where Lowry's just isolating and creating things by himself. Like, it takes all of his teammates understanding what we're trying to execute and finding him with good timing for him to score the way he does. So it's a credit to him, and it's also a credit to his teammates.
When Lowry does have it going like he did tonight, do you try to involve him in more actions in order to take advantage of that, or keep playing the way you want to?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely, our playbook has grown throughout the season. We definitely have a lot more actions now that are sort of Lowry specific than we did at the beginning of the year, and I think that's a natural evolution of a team throughout a season. You have a plan and a system, so to speak, to start the year, and then as you move through the season, you're always having to tweak and make adjustments on both ends of the court. I think that's our responsibility as a staff, is to understand that we have to continue to learn about our team and our players and continue to try to put them in the best positions possible. Teams are going to adjust how they guard us, and so we have to make the necessary adjustments in our system for how to attack. So I think, again, we always try to involve Lowry in a lot of stuff, but he's so unselfish. I mean, there's a bunch of plays in tonight's game where he is the focal point of the action from our standpoint, and the Clippers did a really good job of sort of trying to take him out of it, and he finds ways to sacrifice for his teammates as a screener, as a cutter, and helps his teammates get good shots. So there's more plays than you think that are involving Lowry, but his unselfishness continues to stand out to me and the rest of our staff. To have it going like he did and still find moments where you're just going to read the defense and take what they give you, and the game tells him that he should pin in for his teammates, and he does that very well. So he creates so much offense for us. Like, he had a very efficient 34 points tonight, but if we went back and looked, he's creating a ton of opportunities for others to score by being a great screener and just reading what the defense is giving him.
What did you see out of Mike tonight in terms of not only the ability to run the offense, but the shot making tonight was there for him?
Yeah, Mike got into a good rhythm. Mike's, again, another guy on our team that's so unselfish. He's probably the person on our team the most this year that I've had to urge to shoot the ball. We have plenty of guys who we don't have to urge to shoot the ball. Mike is one where he's so unselfish and thinks pass first. In some ways, there aren't that many pass first point guards in the NBA anymore. And I think that's one of the luxuries we have as a staff, is we have one of them. And Mike's such a good decision maker, but tonight he picked his opportunities to shoot the ball very, very well, and he knocked them down. Some of them are moments where he has the ball in his hand and he makes the read. There were also a couple where his teammates did a great job of driving and kicking and finding him. I think the last 3 he made was a Rudy Gay drive middle and a kick out after, we advanced it in transition, and Vando throws it to Rudy, and Rudy drives it middle and finds Mike in the corner. Like, those are great team plays. But Mike in pick and roll, he definitely has moments where he's so focused on getting his teammates the ball that he forgets to look at the basket. So he's done such a masterful job this year of decision making. Like generally, I'm nitpicking when I want him to shoot. I've said to you guys before this year, I want Mike to shoot and pass on every play, and that's just, that's my problem.
You've talked a lot about Walker recently, but what do you think's been the key for him to be able to string these performances together?
He understands that every game is a new thing, and that every night, especially when he's starting, he's going to be playing against really, really high-level players, and if he doesn't bring his physicality, it's going to be hard for him. I think that's been probably the biggest step forward that he's made. Like if you watch him on the glass, offensively and defensively, you see him delivering a lot more contact before he goes to pursue the ball than he was earlier in the year.
Ochai tonight had kind of a mixed bag defensively, going under some screens on Norman Powell, but then also the chase down block at the rim. I guess, what did you see out of him overall on that end tonight?
Yeah, I thought Ochai had some really good moments defensively. He had some moments that, weren't his best. The going under didn't bother me as much, especially when it's to Powell's right hand. Norman's so good at turning the corner going right. So the ones where he's trying to get under to keep him from his right hand don't bother me as much. I think, Ochai's so physical for us defensively, and that group that he plays with switches a lot. So I thought tonight he had some moments where he was very physical in those switching screens, and I think he had some moments where he had lapses and he wasn't quite physical enough in our switching defense. But again, this is part of learning as a rookie in the NBA. We were talking during the game about, in some ways, it's good to have a little bit of failure in a game, and then, okay, can you recenter yourself? And then the next time you step on the court in this game, the next time you get subbed in, can you come in with a different approach and execute a little bit better? It's never going to be perfect. And I think Ochai did a great job tonight, on a night where he really didn't get very many shots, of still having a positive impact on the game. The chase down block, those moments for us are so exciting because he not only did he make a great play for our team, but it changes the momentum of the game. It changes the energy in our building. And I think, those are the types of plays that our fans react to more than anything, those big hustle plays and toughness plays. So I thought that, that really sparked us. And he's just learning that every night he can find different ways to contribute, even if it's not making 5 threes in a game.
One time out, you put your arm around Colin and had a kind of extended conversation with him. What was that about?
For the most part, I'll keep those conversations between Colin and I, but it's all just about encouraging. He's so hard on himself, and he wants to convert every play, and gets frustrated sometimes when he thinks he's not getting the whistle. I just continue to urge Colin to just keep his focus on the next thing. He has a habit sometimes of like being very, very hard on himself, and I love that about him because he wants to be really good. He wants to be perfect. He wants to score every time he goes to shoot. He wants to make the great defensive play. Sometimes he's frustrated with himself when he misses his teammates. Like after the play, he realizes that somebody was open, and it's just about telling Colin that, none of us are keeping tally of the mistakes you make. Like that's not how we are. We've talked as a team about not keeping score. Like that's a mantra that we have as a team. Like we just have to move to the next thing. And so, sometimes I just think it's, part of my responsibility to try to help him maintain that focus on the next play, because he can really impact the game on both ends of the court. And I don't want him to ever get down on himself because of a couple plays didn't go his way.
You guys shot 59% from 3 tonight. That's the best mark since 2018 for a Jazz team. What did you see tonight that allowed you to be so efficient from 3?
Man. Part of me wants to say we took good ones, and I think for the most part we did. And then there is a little bit of luck involved in that. 19 for 32 seems that seems a little outrageous in some ways. Like, I know that if I'm sitting in their locker room, I'm going, they went 19 for 32. But I just think our team continues to try to understand that if you make the right decision early and we loosen up their defense and we continue to pass and move the ball, like everybody on our team will get good shots and everybody on our team is capable of knocking those shots down.